And there we go, live on YouTube. Zulma Gonzalez, this mic is all yours.
I love it. I have to learn how to do that. I like that, Lindsay. That felt pretty good. Wow, that's fitting into my purpose. Anyway, a thankful Thursday to thankful Thursday to each and every only one of us. See, that just got made me warm. I'm gonna have to take the hat off. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What a wonderful day. What a wonderful way to be introduced. I like that. I need that. I need that. I need that. I was actually just finishing a class. I just finished a class on Monday. Um, and the book that we were reading for the class is called The Big Leap. And in The Big Leap, it talks about, that there are four zones: your zone of incompetence, your zone of competence, your zone of excellence, and your zone of genius. And the goal is, actually get it, to recognize and to live from your zone of genius. And of course, we're all geniuses because we're all in God. I mean, come on. We're created from the allness of all, the almighty. So, it's we all have it. Anyhow, um so we were talking, we talk about different things, and I was talking about being a speaker. This is from the time I can't even remember from the time I took my first public speaking class in college. I loved it. I just loved it, and said, this is what I want to do, and I earned my degree in communications and all that good stuff, and I was a Toastmaster. I was a certified Toastmaster, and all that, and that's all wonderful, and I've been on the television, and I was just different things here and there, and realize this is what I want to do. And I was picturing myself, because you want to get that picture. I was picturing myself in front of a large audience, and the applause. And then, Lynn, here you come. Oh, I don't take a bow. Thank you. I love that. I absolutely love that. So
That,
I am holding my I am
that,
holding. Is that Regis? Where's my brother? I love it. I love it. Thank you. Hi, brother. Hello, Regis, and hello, Steve, and hello, Mickey, and hello, Paz and Calaliento, and Lynn. Hello, my love, and Michaeli, and Lori, and Glorian, and Dove, and Karen, and Deb. Hi. Hi. So glad to have you here. So glad to have you where you are. So glad to be a part of my world. Glad that you're a part of my world. It's a wonderful day. I can't, for some reason, my computer is telling me that I am already, I'll show you because I can, it says that it reads that I am in a 40-day peace within experience on my phone, and is asking me to switch. See that? Okay. So it's not letting me, it is not letting me get on Zoom on my computer. I know not why. I know not why. I logged out of Zoom on it. Anyway, and it can't be. It says that I'm on a thing on my phone, but here I am with you all on my phone. I don't know what's going on. So that means that we won't get the benefit of slides today. I'll just have to read to you. Hope you don't mind. But I would rather you all just interact with me. I appreciate. Oh, Michaeli's hand is up. I love that. Hey.
Hi, good morning, Zulma, everyone. I just want to let you know, Zulma, sometimes with AI, they're having some difficulties when it updates. Even things can update while you're sleeping, and then things when they update don't get carried over. So they're just everybody's kind of learning and getting used to this AI. So the whole world's in a classroom right now. So that's all. I just wanted to let you know that. Thank you.
I thank you. I thank you. Oh, it updates while I'm sleeping. It updates when I'm awake. It knows if I've been bad or good, so I'll be good for goodness sake. Oh, we have so we, our mm, mm, mm. Can you imagine? I came from a time when God was Santa Claus, or Santa Claus was God. Santa Claus was God for that reason, better watch out, better not cry, the whole bit. And now they've taken certain things out of the schools, certain things that they're not allowed to teach in school and whatnot. Um, it gets to the point where Big Brother, as we call it, cameras everywhere, has become.
Oh, well,
What was that? What'd you say, Dove?
nothing.
Uh, um, it's become so now Big Brother has become the the new god, the idol. So, and Big Brother now is becoming AI. And AI to me stands for all in. You know what I mean? It is all in. Everywhere you turn, it's in my business. It's crazy. Um, and these things, we're clear, are all outside of us anyway. And I think about the people that are coming up in this, the youth that are in this generation, youth under a certain age, whatever, the 20s, the 30s, that this is what they know. This is what they know. They don't know how to. Um, they're not given, unless they figure it out amongst themselves these days. They're not wanting to think for themselves. I learned yesterday that there are some schools that are not teaching spelling. What? Not, not teaching spelling. You're allowed to use a calculator in the classroom, and you're allowed to use calculators. I can't even imagine that. I can't. I edited 5 books for a gentleman. He's a musician, John D. Quattromani, if anybody's into music. And anyway, master musician. I edited 5 books for him, and it was imperative that I not only know how to spell. I mean, he had no spelling, there were no spelling issues, but to be able to construct a sentence, the order of things, and to be able to read in such a way that to read as if. To read words and not sentences, and things like that, to be able to break it down, to make sure that the subject and the predicate. Some people don't even know what a predicate is. And if that's you, okay, I went to Catholic school, and there's this stuff that it didn't even make sense to me. The predicate. What's a predicate? Why don't we just call it a verb? Because it was more to it than that. It's the whole phrase. Anyhow, all this stuff that's going on, that's happening when I'm sleeping. um, I just didn't expect that. I've been trying to get on here since 9 o'clock. And when I realized it's how close to 9:30 it was, wait a minute, I better call Lynn. Um, so anyhow, that's that. But still, I rest in God. How about that? I rest in God, and I'm glad about it. Um, so I've been involved in this 40-day peace experience, peace within journey that the Center of Peace has been doing, and it's been really wonderful. That they took 10 different passages, and every 10 days they would recycle them, and it has been beautiful. And today it talked about remembering peace and to imagine a time, something outside that gave that you believe gave you a feeling of peace, that you believe gave you a feeling of peace. Because the fact is that the peace is always with us. In the Bible is written, hold your peace. It never says find your peace. It never says go back to peace. When we're talking about, I got to get back to, we can't get back to anything. We say that, but we can't get back to anything. We're always right there. We're always right there. Me holding this phone always right here. This is just not, you know what? I'll go with it. We'll go with it. Um, but yeah, so that's what's going on. I am leaving for Reno, Nevada on Monday. My plane leaves at 5, and they say be there 2 hours early. I will be there 4 hours early because I've been watching the news and that whole TSA thing. The last thing I want to do is well, no. What I want is to be on that plane at 5 something in the morning. Going to Reno, going on Monday, coming back on Friday. Excited. Never been to Reno. Um, I'm going to hang out with Science of Mind people that I've only seen in the little Hollywood squares, squares like these, and at least a half dozen people that I've never physically met before. I'm so excited. I'm more excited about that than the conference itself. Um, Lovable gets to hang out with his sitter for a while, for a few days, and they have 2 dogs, so he'll have plenty company, and I'm just excited about that. So that's pretty much all that's going on. Um, this morning I went to, I threw a load of clothes in the washing machine last night. Went to put them in the dryer this morning. I go downstairs and my back door, it looks like, I mean, I can see light. The door is closed, or so I thought. And it turns out that last night apparently I came in, unlocked, because it's a, push button lock. Did the lock thing, or thought I did, and or and just pushed the door too. Assumed it was closed and kept on going. This is the life of a person who's accepting divine healing daily. That's ADHD. This is the way how my life works a lot of times. Pushed the door shut, came upstairs. Hung out with Lovable. Took him out for a little bit, came back in. It just went through the night. Whatever. I go downstairs in the basement and discover that there's light where the door should be. Turns out the door has been just pushed to, was open all night long. Now people want to talk about, oh, I could never live in the city because the urban this and all the crime and I rest in God. Oh my God, the peace that passes understanding prevented anything from anybody from coming out. And then to top that off, I go to walk Lovable and discover that the front door was unlocked all night long too. So someone else could have owned my residence. AI or whatever could have owned my residence, but that wasn't meant to be. It was meant for me to be able to tell this story and to know that I am safe no matter what. In fact, I took the time to write that I'm safe no matter what, because I'm spirit and I am in God. I am what God is. God is in me. I am in God, and I am always safe no matter what. So I don't have to walk around and worry, which is faith is having faith in what you don't want. Faith and fear, rather fear and worry, are having faith in what you don't want. Um, and attempting to live in a period of time that doesn't exist. I absolutely love what Steve said. I don't know if he's still here, but I love what he said. About now, this moment. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. This is it. The breath I take is the only moment there is. And that's the reason why anything before that is considered an illusion, because, to think about something that isn't now is not real. The Course tells us if you're thinking in the past or the future, you're really not thinking at all, because those so-called periods of time are not real. Granted, there's memories, of memories, but they with time fade too. There go people, they're either having what we call senior moments or CRS, where we can't remember stuff, or for some it's Alzheimer, whatever. It's different for everyone, but those things we're attempting to hold on to what's already gone. I love how the Course says that. Let go of what's already gone. You can't really hold on to what's already gone. And that's where the problem comes in. We're trying to hold on to stuff that's not there. It's not there. And I love that, Steve. I came in just in time to hear you talk about that. This moment is all there is. And I can spend hours, and just as I was telling you about the back door and the front door and all that, and it would have never occurred to me to ensure that the back door was unlocked, just pushed to, and that the locks on the front door were not. It would have never occurred to me to not just lock them, because we got to be safe. Oh, my phone battery is about to die. Hold on, family. We have a thing going on here. Let's see. Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I get mail from something called the universe. And a few weeks ago, this came up, and I loved it. I made a slide of it that you're not going to get to see. It says, "Funny, huh, Zulma? How some folks think that avoiding challenges will bring them peace, as if the peace they now know didn't come from earlier challenges that were faced and mastered." Okay, not really that funny. Signed, the universe. Absolutely thought that was like the best. It reminds me that miracles are everyone's right. Miracles are my right, but purification is necessary first. It's not. I don't have to, do any real hard work, or at least if I think it's hard, it's going to be. I don't have to do any hard work to make changes in my life. It can be very subtle. It can be, I don't have to, clean a whole room at one time. I don't have to empty out a whole room. I can go around and pick up one thing at a time, because it can only really be one thing at a time. If there's one is all there is anyway, I can't focus on that side of the room if I'm over here. But is that not what we do? We focus on, we try to look on the other side of the street. We try to, how's the course say it? Um, um, Analyze other people's motives. We try to analyze other people's motives and think that we're right. And the course says that that's hazardous. Hazardous. Trying to figure out why that car cut in front of you. As you're calling that person and anus and all that kind of stuff. We are intentionally pretending that we're not the peace of God. Mm, wow. Intentionally pretending that we are not the peace of God. And you know what the Course teaches? Here we go. Every response we make is determined by what we think we are. Every single response we make. I'm still stuck on where Steve was. That was just so right on time, Steve. The now moment. This is it. This is it. I was having a conversation with someone a couple weeks ago about the passage in the Course that says that the script is written. And my understanding of it may be a little different than what I keep hearing, what I've been hearing. But in conjunction with the person with whom I was having the conversation, we pretty much agreed that we write the script. I write the script. I am, as Ruth Miller says, my own understanding of God. I am my own understanding of God. I am responsible for, well, what's it say in chapter 21? I'm responsible, and everything that seems to happen, I ask for it. So there's this the script is written is not the same as it, well, sounds like from when I hear people talking about it, what Christians call predestination. It's just for fundamental Christians. What fundamental Christians call predestination. But no, no. If that's the case, where does free will come in? If there's if there's something Santa Claus already having written a script and I'm just following it, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. I am responsible for what I see. I make decisions. Okay, so the Course teaches that what I think, or rather what I do, comes from what I think. Now, in between that is feelings. So what I do comes from what I feel, and what I feel comes from what I think. So if what I'm doing comes from what I'm thinking, I am writing the script. Okay, Lynn wrote something in the chat. Let's see what that is. She posted from the Course. Would God have left the meaning of the world to your interpretation? If he had, it has no meaning. For it cannot be that meaning, for it cannot be that meaning changes constantly and yet is true. The Holy Spirit looks upon the world as with one purpose, changelessly established, and no situation can affect its aim, but must be in accord with it. For only if its aim could change with every situation could each one be open to interpretation, which is different every time you think of it. You add an element into the script. See, there it is. You add an element into the script you write for every minute in the day, and all that happens now means something else. You take away another element, and every meaning shifts accordingly. And thank you so much for that, Lynn. I'm gonna make a note of that one. Thank you very much. Um, so, and the Holy Spirit, let's remember, is just a decision. It's a decision that I make. It is, the course says, it is literally part of me. I'm the one doing the deciding. So I get to decide, okay, I live in this city and state. You live in that city and state. I get to decide. I have to decide based on the weather here what to wear. If you're experiencing temperature in the 70s and the 80s, I'm jealous. um, but if you're experiencing temperatures in the 70s and the 80s, and I dress according to the temperature where you are, I'm going to walk outside and not be comfortable. I'm going to be cold. The form is different, but the content is the same. The form is different, and but I can't deny the form. The course says that that's an unworthy form of denial. I can't deny this body. I can't deny these tangibles. I can't say that I can say they aren't real as long as I understand that what's not real about it is my past thoughts about it. The very early lessons talks about, how do I know that this is a cup? How do I know it's a cup? Because somewhere in sometime before, someone taught me that it was called cup. But I can use that same cup as, something. Well, what's it for? Purpose is meaning. What's it for? Well, some will say it's to drink liquid from. In fact, I know a woman who has a cup, a mug, and she drinks water from that one mug. Someone else might say, "What? No, you need a glass for that." No, no, we don't box things in by defining them, because then we lose the real meaning of what it's for. We lose the real meaning. That same glass, that same cup, it can be used for a hot liquid. It can be used to put pencils in, to put paper clips in. It can be used for whatever. But the problem that we think we have is that we go analyzing how another person should live their life and tell them, no, you shouldn't use that for that. Here, use this. Here, take this. They sell containers. They sell metal things they sell stuff for that. No, this is what I choose to use it for. Mind your mind your business. Mind your business. I'm minding mine. So we the script is written, and I wrote it. I wrote the script for the life that I'm living. Ernest Holmes says, "Tell me what you're thinking. Show me how you're living. I'll tell you what you're thinking." Every response you make, in the course, here comes the course. Every response you make is determined by what you think you are. And I keep asking the question, what do you think you are? I love this book, The Big Leap, with this zone of genius. So now I am, in my mirror, remembering I am a genius. And so are you. I'm not, not to take away from anybody else, but this isn't about you right now. This is about me. I'm a genius. And unless I remember that, unless I choose to focus on that very thing, I can't express, I can't demonstrate, I can't be my best self. I would have to pretend to be somebody else, like this wonderful man. I like the new makeup. I found something new. I kind of like. Uh, but I would be pretending to be someone else. And the truth is, and that's the hardest thing to do. It's the hardest thing to do, to try to make you think that everything is just perfect and that everything is just so, everything is just so, and everything is just so wonderful and everything is just so. It's not even fair to me. It's not fair to you, because if I come to you pretending to be someone that I'm not, okay. You heard me say, and I appreciate saying that, I've been diagnosed with ADHD. But that doesn't mean that I can't speak slowly. And it doesn't mean that I can't formulate full thoughts. It doesn't mean, because I'm generally excited, not that excitable that I can't tone down and do all this. However, if I did this all the time, I'd go crazy. I would go crazy because there's this a burst of energy. Karen's laughing at me. Hi, my Karen. There's this burst of energy. There's this burst in me. Now there are times, usually when something is bothering me and I'm having a conversation, if I'm having serious or difficult conversations, I do tend to tone down, because I can't say, especially in those serious conversations, I can't say everything I think. I have to there are words in between there. The judgmental words, I have to send them back, because there's when those serious conversations, I put that in quotation marks, serious, those serious conversations, those discussions that we really don't want to have, the ones we try to what I just read about, trying to avoid. We have all kinds of judgments because we're certain already that we're right. I had someone tell me recently, well, you can say, you can say that it's this and you can say that it's that, but I stand by, what I believe. Okay. And because of that, someone with whom I would talk at least every 2 or 3 days, haven't had a conversation of any kind in the last 3 weeks. And I suspect that, I offered myself, and so it's not my turn. It's not my turn, and I'm not taking another turn. I'm not doing it. Um, I offered twice, and as long as I am, willfully sticking to my guns, as long as I am willfully thinking I am right and you have to change, as long as that's the case, I'm not ever going to be happy. Oh, I can't speak for you. I don't know about you. You might not either, but I cannot be in peace as long as I think that I am like the Grand Poobah. Remember that from the Flintstones? The Grand Poobah. As long as I think that, granted, as long as I think that I'm spiritual, but you're not, as long as I think that I'm a genius, but you're not, as long as I think that I have the answers. Oh, because see, I have A Course in Miracles, and I have Science of Mind, and I have the Infinite Way. Oh, I am complete. I have astrology. I am complete. I've got yeah. I wouldn't have this and that and that and the other if I was so complete. Because the truth is that that everything that I'm gaining from these materials is already in there. I just didn't have the words for it. And these books, these teachings have provided the words that put it all together. Oh, and the ADHD books. Let's not forget them. Are providing me with the tools to live my best life. So for me to think that I have all the answers, if that was the case, I wouldn't feel that I need to read a book. I wouldn't feel that I need to be here. I wouldn't feel that I needed to talk about what Steve was talking about this morning, because I would have felt like, so who is he? Oh, just because he's a chiropractor. By the way, Steve, I love chiropractors. I wrote a song for my chiropractor. I swear I did. Um, I think that next to God come chiropractors. That the closest thing to God for me was always been a chiropractor since 1986. Just so you know. But but I wouldn't feel that I need anything else out here. And I would be a fool. I can't make food. I don't farm. I don't sew. I can't sew or make clothing. I can't. I'm not AI. Every single and I'm not, and I can't say, oh, it's not real. When I'm hungry, when my belly is telling me I need a meal, I can't say that it's not real. I don't need food. I must not need food because whatever, whatever, whatever. That we're crazy. In this moment, I ate just before I discovered that I couldn't get on the computer. And I thought, well, I'll wait until after. Like, no, I'm hungry now. Oh, good. Chiropractor. Wait a minute. I think in the order that the hands went up, it was Karen, then Steve. Go ahead, my Karen.
Hey, Zulma. Yeah, I just wanted to go back to when you were talking about the script is written, and I agree with everything you said. And then the only thing that I wanted to add to that is, and it's very pertinent to what we're sharing about being in the moment. So the script is written, except for in every single moment of every single day, I can choose which thought system I want to put my faith in, I want to believe in, I want to choose. So no matter what's happening in the script, I can either choose to see it through love or fear. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. And in fact, the script I write is written through love or fear. Because for that individual to say to me, well, I'm standing by what I said. That's a script of fear. That's a script that's not willing to be vulnerable. In fact, that's a script that didn't know that I took the time to call somebody else after the original conversation because I wanted somebody to give me the opposing point of view intentionally, because I didn't want to see it only through my own eyes. I needed to be able to, I wanted to hear a different perspective. And I was well prepared to have a conversation, including where I misunderstood and said whatever because of whatever. But they'll never know that as long as they're willing to stand by. Okay, anyway. Steve, go ahead, love.
Zoma, I love your viewpoint because I share what I treasure. I've also been a long-term science of mind, uh, did a lot less now, but probably deeper. I use it. And the idea of this world is not real. It's like I love that you are into practical spirituality. In this moment right now, we have these wonderful breathing bodies that have the capability of turning the senses 180 degrees inward and go, thank you. And it's not separate. It's not like the wind blew on my face and I the other day and I went, wow, does the wind actually, is that what the American Indians used to call our cousin, the spirit of the wind? No. It's more about I come from this like a leaf comes out of the tree. I'm part of it. I'm a 100-year-old phenomenon. I mean, at least if I get to live to 110, this is a transient experience. But to be thankful for this body, this life, this breath, and at the same time, this leaf can turn its consciousness around and know the sap of the tree. Thanks for being with me on this. Because when I hear people saying the world's not real, It's an illusion. And I came into this world by choice. We don't know any of that. And everything I'm saying right now, who knows? So thank you for my resonating with your heart. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah.
Who's clapping? Who's clapping?
Go ahead. Is that Regis with the applause? I love that. I need a copy of that, my brother. Um, uh, when I started studying the course, I didn't have study groups, and I'm glad. When I started reading the Bible, I didn't have a church, that kind of a church, and I'm glad. In the Bible, it says, "Study to show yourself approved." I had to read it for myself and get it for myself, and now I get to incorporate the Bible and the science of mind, and I had, and of course, in miracles, and in some cases astrology is coming. It's coming, because for me astrology was actually first, but that's a whole other story. ADHD happening at the moment. Um, when I first started studying the course, and I was years in, the nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. I had no idea what I knew it, I memorized it, and herein lies the peace of God, but I didn't understand what it was that I had memorized. It wasn't intentional that I memorized it, but because it's so short, it's just nothing real can be threatened, nothing unreal exists. What the heck does that mean? So I went to the dictionary, the good old Webster's Dictionary, and I had a Course in Miracles student, not from this group, but I had a Course in Miracles student tell me that, oh, the definitions in the dictionary don't match the definitions. You can't read, you can't go to the dictionary to find out what it means in the Course in Miracles. Well, you know what? The words that are in the Course, the words that we use, every single one of them, regardless of what definition they have, is in the dictionary. So I went to the dictionary to find out what real. That was the word I wanted, real. And one of the first definitions that I found that made sense to me, that made sense to me where the course was concerned, was that real means not permanent. Okay. That I understand. It's saying that what is permanent can't be threatened. Okay, that makes sense to me. That made sense. What's permanent can't be threatened because it's period. Period. Anything beyond that, if I don't have to add any more to that to make it period. Now, so and I keep using the example, if I slap you, and I don't I don't use the example if you slap me, because I already know I'm going, we're going to blows. We're going to blows. And if you don't know what that means, a fight is going to happen. There's going to be a fight. Not necessarily, but anyway, if I slap you, you're going to tell me that's not real? What? You're not going to say, you're going to go into the name, whatever is going to, everything that you think is holy is not going to be what's going to come out of your mouth at the moment. It's going to usually start with WTF, and it doesn't stand for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. WTF. It's not, where's the food is lovable, is on lovable shirt. It's going to, I slap you. You're going to tell me that's not real? Oh, you can always turn the other cheek. Yeah, I can slap you till the other cheek comes my way. That's a possibility. Now I've heard someone say, if they're in that, to be willing to see it differently, but I'm not going to see that differently until after the fight. There's going to be a fight. In other words, in the moment, it's as real as can be. A week from now, though, if I didn't punch you, and break something, or and you're still feeling the sting, the sting of the physical slap, your head is still turning, that is not real. That is you thinking about and attempting to relive something that can't be relived. That is what's not real. That's what the illusion is. It has lest we forget, this is a course in mind training. This isn't a course in looking at the medicine that I have to take, because I have breathing issues. I can't say that, oh, so Zulma, the doctor says you have COPD, but that's not real. Yeah. Well, let me walk down the street for a little bit, and all of a sudden I'm having, and you tell me, oh, that's not real. You don't need to take that medicine. And I understand what the course is saying about, what it means is that this is not going to save me. This medicine is not going to save me. But it's up to me because since I wrote the script to be a 3-pack a day smoker back in the day, since I wrote that script, what came with that as a result, no, and the tobacco company has yet to send me the thank you letter for all the years of loyalty that I gave them. But as a result of that, I now experience COPD. Okay, are you going to tell me it's not real? You can try to tell me it's not real. It may not be in your life, but it is in mine. And it's as real as can be. I don't walk around thinking, oh, if I go outside, I'm not going to be able to breathe. Oh, no, I'm not doing that. I'm resting in God. I modify. I make sure I spray. If it's cold, I make sure I put a scarf over my face and all that. And trust me, in the moment that I'm out there in the cold with the scarf over my face, it's real. Go ahead, McKaylee. Hi, dear.
Oh, thank you, Zolma. I just wanted to say that in Ken Wapnick's class, The 7 Stages of Man, which comes from Shakespeare, he said in the class, and he has it on videotape, that anything goes within the dream. Anything goes within the dream, Ken Wapnick, because when you're in linear time, anything goes. Thank you.
And that's where we are. We are in linear time. When as the clock draws nearer to 10:30, Lynn is going to be looking at, if I start going into 10:35 and 10:40, she's either going to, jump right in and say, listen, you're in such time, at some point near 10:30, just like I'm looking at the clock right now, we all know that come 10:30, Dove, Karen, McKaylee, whoever's involved in whatever happens at 10:30, you're going to be focused on that. You are. And and you'll try your best not to judge me if I go into 10:35 and 10:40. You'll try your best not to judge. You will. It would. Come on. This is what we do. And I'm not beat ourselves up for it, because your first thought is Zulma's being inconsiderate. She knows we're supposed to come on at 10:30. She wouldn't like it if I could care less. If I'm here at 9:30, and it's happened numerous times, and it goes over, it just goes over. Oh well, it is what it is. Somewhere in the going over time, I'm gonna gain something. I know it. I'm here for the ride. I'm here for the ride. I'm here for the ride. And lest we forget, for those of you who are relatively new here, I used to do 2.5 hours a week. I used to do an hour on Monday and an hour and a half on Thursday. I used to do 2.5 hours a week, which is comfortably an hour a week now, very comfortably an hour a week. And I don't sit back. There's no, there's no room for that. There's no room for that. If I want to rest in God, if I want to rest in peace, if I want to live in peace, then I have to be willing to let things be exactly as they are. And I'm going to gain. I get to, at 10:30, I'll put the, I'll put on my earphones, and I'll walk around, put the phone around my neck. I have a thing around my, Otherwise, I'll lose my phone. You know, and I'll get to listen and learn. I'll keep learning, and it's okay. And I don't sit and think, I was supposed to go to 11 o'clock. No. Because I'm not standing by whatever I can't do that anymore. I can't do that anymore. I have to be willing to be flexible. It was trying it was trying to be right all the time. That was the problem. Trying to be the only star of every show. No. The show is only fun to me when there are other stars in it. Like my Karen, whose hand is up. Go ahead, my Karen.
Hello, Star. Yeah, so what you just shared is really relevant to the script is written. A couple of things you said. So you said that, you know, you have COPD from smoking as a result of smoking. So the script is written, you have COPD, but COPD, however, you are the decision-making mind. You are the dreamer of the dream. You are responsible for which thought system you want to choose in each moment. Do I want to be a miserable bitch because I have COPD? Or do I want to say, this is how I handle it, and you handle it well, just like you do with your ADHD. And the same thing with the you know, if you go over, like, the right-minded sees only perfection, as you said, everything is happening perfectly. Let all things be exactly as they are in my right mind. Who cares how long Zulma goes? Who cares if she goes over? Nobody really cares in their right mind. It's when we decide to choose, even though the script is written, what's going to happen is going to happen. If I decide to be miserable and upset and judge, then that's the other decision I can make. So that's what I love about this course. You talk about the mind training. We all talk about the mind training. It's training the mind to be consistent. The honesty is consistency and listening to the Holy Spirit. Thanks.
Thank you. and even though, and I'm gonna this is for laughter's purpose. Even though you say nobody will mind, Lynn will be looking at that clock. And you know why? Because and this is just Zulma. This is the way Zulma sees it. As I learn to be on time for more things, you know, they say that people with this accepting divine healing daily thing, ADHD, have what they call time blindness. They call it time optimism because we always think there's more time. So I'm learning to be more on time for things. As I learn to do that, I have heard more than once people talk about how you're not respecting other people's time. Well, if you come here, and hi Linda, welcome. If you come here, hi Sharonda, long time no see, friend, love you. How you doing? Good to see you. If you're coming here for a specific okay, so some of you that came in, or Sharonda and Linda, for example, I know that you're here because you're going to participate in what's starting at 10:30. Well, if I'm carrying on to 11 o'clock, you'll be like, well, wait a doggone minute. This isn't why I'm here. I mean, oh yeah, it's nice to spend a little time with Zulma, but I didn't come here for this purpose. It would be based on the rules that we have established in the script that we have all written. All of us here have written, have shared in the script of at 10:30. Linda, they don't start till well, it depends on what you're here for, Linda. You're never late. You can't be late. You can't be late because Thankful Thursday starts at I have no idea what time, and it goes on until I have no idea what time. You can't be late for Thankful Thursday ever. Know that. It depends on what you came in for. If you came in, Linda, for to hear to participate in the metaphysical teachings that Dove and Karen and Michaela have put together, then you're right on time because it hasn't started yet. If you're here because you wanted to hear me, you're still right on time because I'm still talking, and regardless of what time I started. So you can't be late. You just can't. You just can't. You can't. It's always right on time. I have a tendency to say to try to catch up on some things. I want to catch up on some things and catch up, and I can't, because going right back to where we started with Steve talking about the fact that only this moment is the one, only this one. So if and I'm not talking about the lessons here, but I have other 365 books. I have 365 books, and there's no point. I'm like, man, I meant to read that thing in March, but now it's April 2nd, and if I go back and start reading from March, I won't have time to get. Excuse me, I won't have time to get to April because I'll be too busy trying to go back into the well, I'll read April 2nd, and if I have time later, maybe I'll go back and read something else. But right now, this breath is all I have. This moment is all I have. And anything else, you can't go back to anything. We always say, well, I got to get back to exercising. You can't. You can start exercising today. You, Steve, go ahead.
I'm aware of this very strict drill sergeant with a stopwatch and a list on a clipboard of to-dos. Ever since I was young, it was also get it done fast, hurry up. And so that voice is still here, but there's something really appropriate for me in the words cut it some slack. Give it some slack. As far as my body, wear it lightly. Same idea. Not trying to annihilate it, get rid of it, resist it, but to say, cut yourself some slack with the stopwatch. And in doing that, it knows that it's heard, and it goes from a strict drill sergeant to a little bit more mellow, a little less demanding, and not shouting as loud. It's with my judgment, with a Ho'oponopono, I take responsibility. It's all me. And cut myself some slack if I still impulsively try to get her done now. Relax. Thank you. I'm complete.
I love you, Steve. I do. So one of the tools that for ADHD. Hello, Joni. Welcome. One of the tools for me for ADHD, and for those who've never, I keep saying ADHD. It came up accepting divine healing daily. Was to set all of my appointments in my phone for 15 minutes earlier, and not try to tell myself I still have 15 minutes. It won't work every time. And that's how I had to cut. That's how I learned to cut myself slack, because it's in the ADHD book, the majority, from what I'm finding, have issues with time. And the way for me to cut myself slack was to go back, as opposed to trying to, I got to be on time. I had this, because that just wasn't working. Hasn't worked in ages. I would run for the clock. The whole 40 years that I worked at the Postal Service, I would run for the clock. I'm flying in to get there by 8:05 because they gave us a 5-minute leeway. Running for the clock. It's what I did for 40 years. I wasn't diagnosed yet. I didn't have the tool. I didn't have the tool yet. And a lot of you already get it. What they say, on time is, what is it? Early is on time and on time is late and all that kind of stuff. None of that didn't register to me. And so I started setting the clock 15 minutes early. No matter, all of my appointments are set for 15 minutes earlier than they are. And it really was funny. The one time that I had set it for 15 minutes early, didn't know that the appointment was actually 15 minutes later, got there 15 minutes earlier than that. So like the appointment was for 10:30, and I had it set for 10:15 on my phone. And I got there at 10 o'clock, and it was a good thing, because the building that I was supposed to be, I was parked in the wrong parking lot, and this, that, and the other. And now I'm freaking out because I'm thinking I'm going to be late for my 10:15 appointment. And I was right on time for the 10:30 appointment. Yeah, stuff like that. I've cut myself slack. And I found a way. Miracles are my right. The purification is necessary first. I found a way to atone, to change, to undo some of that stuff that I had been was being beaten over the head with, that I have to, I have to, I have to. And all I would do is rebel and rebel and rebel. Is that what we do? The kid in us comes out. No, I don't wanna. I don't want to live in peace. I don't want that. I don't want to. But we do, and we are. And I'm so grateful. Steve, you haven't, your hand is raised again. I'm all right with that. Go right ahead, love.
Real quick, in these circles, I often feel the urge to talk about how precious is this human birth and how short it really is, this mortality of this life, which makes it urgent to make this day live to the fullest, not in a not with that stopwatch, but in a relaxed way, to appreciate this rare opportunity to know God in this human body. I always want to talk about that right now. The gift is being given in this form, which will end, which makes this day so rare, considering science says 13.8 billion years. Here I am. Thank you. I'm complete.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And I love all my books, and I love my computer, and I love all of you, and I'm appreciating each and every bit of it in this moment, because I have no idea about the next one. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here with me. And guess what? It's 10:30. Ha! Right on time. Lynn, love you. Here's the mic.
You so much, Zulma Gonzalez. Wonderful hour. It doesn't matter, right? My computer's not telling me the right thing. My phone is this and that. I don't have my slides. Here I am in like an hour of incredible power. So